السلام عليكم أيها الأخوة المشاهدون ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم على القناة اليوتيوبية وعلى الفيس وتويتر وجميع وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي، ومرة أخرى مع برنامج حوارات ومع الحلقة 52، ونلتقي في منطقة دالاس لمرة أخرى أيضا بالولايات المتحدة الأمريكية، لنتحدث اليوم عن موضوع يتعلق بالناشئة وبالتربية، وهو موضوع ما يتعلق بالناشئين. وضيفنا لهذه المرة الأستاذ أليكس. How are you?
Good, how are you?
الأستاذ أليكس طبعا هنا يعمل بشكل شبه تطوعي للناشئين في منطقة يكثر بها اللاجئون. هم يعملون في مستوى العالم، ولكن يركزون أو عندهم في هذه المنطقة مجموعة من الناشئين ما يقارب من 100 إلى 200، وهو متخصص في هذا الجانب. طيب، ممكن أليكس تحدثنا بداية عن فكرة الناشئين ولماذا الاهتمام بالناشئين بشكل خاص؟
So the program is called the Junior Youth Spiritual Empowerment Program. And we focus on the ages between 11 and 15. It's a special age in one's life when you're not a child anymore, but you're not yet an adult either. So it's called it's an important age of transition. And also because by the time we focus on this age group, because by the time you're 15, 16, that's when your personality and your thoughts about the world kind of become very strongly shaped. So it's difficult after that time to try to adjust your personality, and your character is more or less fixed. That's why we focus on that kind of the age right before, to think about to develop those character qualities and how you view the world and the choices that you make, the purpose in one's life. Because if you don't maybe think about these questions about what your purpose is, why are we here, then maybe it can cause problems later in life. You can have some like fundamental confusions about your purpose in life. So that's why we focus on that age group. And so what the program does is, so we study these workbooks that have stories about middle schoolers all over the world. And each one has a different theme. And so like this book is called Breezes of Confirmation, and it helps junior youth to think about having that life is not easy and making an effort in one's life, and then God will confirm you. The other was that because by the time of age 15, like your character and like your thoughts on morality, like right and wrong, are kind of already set by that time. So that's why we focus on that age immediately before.
طبعا هم يهتمون بالتقوية الروحانية في البداية للشباب الناشئين، ويهتمون بمرحلة الطفولة إلى الشباب. يقولون لأن هذا الناشئ هو ليس طفلا، وطبعا هو ليس شابا، وهذه هي المرحلة من أهم المراحل، وفي الوقت نفسه من أخطر المراحل، لأنه لما يصل إلى سن البلوغ يعرف أين الصواب وأين الخطأ. لذلك هم يحاولون قبل أن يصل إلى هذه المرحلة أن يغرسوا فيه من القيم والأخلاق ومن المبادئ ما يقرر به مصيره بعد ذلك. وطبعا يدرسونهم في البداية نسائم التأييد، وهذا نسائم التأييد يغرس فيهم أن الحياة ليست سهلة، وعلى الإنسان أن يتحمل وأن يدرك أن الله سبحانه وتعالى معه، فلهذا يعملون على هذه الفترة.
And that there are three main purposes or aims of the program. And the first one is the program seeks to develop the powers of expression in the junior youth. So again, so the first purpose is to develop the powers of expression among the junior youth, and the second is to develop their powers of what we call spiritual perception, to be able to analyze what are the positive influences in the neighborhood, in our community, what are the negative influences in the community, so how they can guide them to help them to make good choices in their life, and to set high goals, noble goals for their life, and then to create an ethic of service in their life, to see how they can channel all their powers to service to transform the community. So that means like to develop your ability around your thoughts and language, to be able to express what you want out of life. Yeah, because it's more than just like reading and writing. That's part of it, because these books help with, like, it started as a literacy program, but it's more than, it's about because language and thought are connected. And then the second aim or purpose of the program is to develop their powers of expression. The second aim is the spiritual perception, to analyze the positive and negative forces in their life. Mm-hmm. And then the third one is to develop this ethic of service to the community by having like this moral framework of like what is not like a list of like do's and don'ts, but they see like if they have a high purpose in their life and their purpose is to serve others, and that kind of shapes like their decisions.
طبعا هم يهتمون بالناشئين لثلاثة أسباب رئيسة. السبب الأول هي التعبير عن الأفكار، حيث أن للشاب أو للناشئ يعني أحيانا أفكار جميلة جدا، ولكن لا يستطيع أن يعبر عن أفكاره، وطبعا هذه تأتي بعد مرحلة أن يتعرف على القراءة والكتابة. كذلك أيضا ما يتعلق أن الناشئ يميز بين الصحيح والخطأ وبين الإيجابيات والسلبيات، فهنا يعززون فيهم الصحيح والإيجابية. أيضا خدمة المجتمع، عندهم قدرة على خدمة المجتمع، فلهذا يعززون فيهم الجوانب الروحانية والأخلاقية التي تقودهم بذلك إلى خدمة
Like, I'll just say one more thing, like this, like the program, the program seeks to help the juniors to develop tools that they can combat or resist the negative influences, the negative forces of society that would rob the junior youth of their innate nobility. Because often these negative forces are so strong of like materialism, consumerism, there's violence, and drugs and alcohol that are in the community that can rob them of just forgetting their innate nobility, and then it can just push them down on the wrong path in life. So the program helps them to develop certain tools and skills and abilities and concepts that can help them to make good choices and rise above those things.
طيب، هو يقول على أنه طبعا يهتم كثيرا بقضية المجتمع والناشئة، بحيث كما أسلفنا سابقا بما يقود إلى خدمة المجتمع، لأن المجتمع عندهم مشاكل عديدة مثل المخدرات والكحول وغير ذلك، فيحاولوا أن يغرسوا في هؤلاء الشباب ما يبعدهم عن ذلك، ليتصفوا بالصفات النبيلة والحسنة التي تخدم المجتمع. طبعا هذا الكتاب الذي تدرسونه أنتم، هذا الكتاب هل له فترة زمنية معينة للناشئة تدريسه؟ وهل هناك مراكز معينة ومعلمين يعني لهم تدريب مسبق ينطلقوا أنفسهم من تدريب مسبق، أم ماذا تكون آلية الدراسة؟
So there's a whole series of books that are form the curriculum of the junior youth program, and so some focus on the main point is literacy. Others have focus on math and science, and others have focus on like living in society and developing those moral virtues, which are common through all the books. And so the ages again are from 11 to 15, between those ages. And so there's kind of three levels. Kind of in the US, you would kind of think of it as the middle school years, the 6th, 7th, and 8th grades, around those times, the 3 years of the program. And so that first book that you showed is for the 11 and 12-year-olds. And then as you go on, right now there's 10 books have been released, but there'll be as many as 27 books over the 3 years.
بالنسبة لهذه الكتب طبعا من 11 إلى 15، هذا الكتاب هو الكتاب الأول، وهو من 6 سنوات في الصفوف السادس والسابع والثامن، أي من 11 إلى 12 سنة. وطبعا عندهم 10 كتب، والآن في إضافة لتصل إلى 27 كتاب. طبعا مجموع الكتب لا تشتمل فقط هذا، تشتمل أيضا قضية يعني علوم أخرى كالرياضيات والعلوم والجغرافيا وغير ذلك. وطبعت الحال على أن هذا الكتاب يعلم في الناشئة الكتابة والقراءة وكيفية كيفية التفكير وليس التكفير، التفكير، وكذلك أيضا قضية الأخلاقيات، يغرس فيهم مفهوم الأخلاقيات. تفضل.
And so in the program, or in these books, it's a Baha'i-inspired program. As part of the curriculum, half of the curriculum is they study quotes from the Baha'i faith, but they don't necessarily give the citation about where they're coming from. So we would say that they're Baha'i-inspired books. But then others are explicitly Baha'i, where it says where they're coming from. This is from the Baha'i faith, and it directly addresses teachings directly from the Baha'i faith, though they're inspired by all. And so those are kind of the two branches of the books. But again, the program is not in the mode of religious instruction, but the program is for all religions or those without religion. Just the purpose is to unite our communities and empower these junior youth.
يقول الكتب متوفرة على نوعين، كتب فيها بعض آثار البهائية ولكن لا يشيرون إلى الأسماء وإنما الأثر، وكتب أخرى فيها آثار البهائية ويسهب يعني في ذكرها وذكر أشخاصها ويثير إلى تلك الآثار، لأن الفكرة بهائية بطبيعة الحال، ولكن هم لا يهتمون أو لا يريدون بهذا التبشير بالديانة أو الدعوة إلى الديانة، وإنما يريدون تحقيق وحدة الجنس البشري. طيب، لماذا بعض الكتب الإشارات بسيطة وبعض الكتب، هل هذه الكتب مخصصة لغير البهائيين وهذه الكتب للبهائيين أم ماذا؟
I guess it's just two parts of the curriculum, because both the program is for everyone, and then the books that are explicitly Baha'i are kind of a continuing Baha'i education from the children's class program, which is from the ages of 5 to 10. And that's what makes something unique about this program, is that it's not just an isolated program for middle schoolers, but it's part of a larger process of community building. So there's this whole institute process, which our Baha'is and friends all over the world are trying to learn about a new pattern of community life, one of unity based on the teachings of Baha'u'llah, which are unity. So we have virtues classes for children 5 to 10, and then this junior youth program from 11 to 15, and then for 15 and older, there's this whole institute process where you can train, you develop skills and abilities to serve your community, so you can become a mentor for these junior youth or work with children or even become a tutor of this process. And then another one of these activities is our devotional gatherings, where people come together of all religions and pray and worship our Lord, and to talk about the conditions of our communities.
يقول على أن جميع هذه الكتب هي ليست للبهائية، فليست هناك كتب للبهائية وكتب غير البهائية، ولكن هذا من باب منطلق إيمانهم بأن بهاء الله يعني جاءت بأفكار لوحدة هذه البشرية، فهم يهتمون من سن 5 إلى 10 و11 إلى 15 و15 فما فوق. لهناك أيضا كتب روحية أخرى، وكذلك أيضا يوجد جلسات الدعاء يحضرها جميع الأديان ليعبدوا إلها واحدا، بجانب هناك أيضا ما يتعلق بجلسات مناقشة تصاحب جلسات هذا الدعاء. وفكرتهم الرئيسة هو تحقيق الوحدة البشرية تحت توحيد الله سبحانه وتعالى. لعلنا نأتي إلى سؤال آخر، متى بدأتم وما النتائج التي حققتموها؟
Okay, so the program itself here in Dallas has started. I think the first groups were formed maybe around 10 years ago, and so we've been learning since. It's a whole global program, and so now the effect is still we're still learning now, because it's taking many years now to learning about what the transformation looks like. And as we're learning, we operate in a mode of learning. So we act, we serve in the community, we consult together, we reflect. So we're learning more as the years go on. And so in the program here in Dallas, we're beginning to see some of the impact of the junior youth, where now they are having developing more of a purpose in their life, seeing what they want to do, figuring out what their talents are, what careers they might want to have. Because something that's interesting in the U.S. is that it's very difficult for us to discover what our talents are in our U.S. education system. You just kind of get put into a career. But in the program, we're trying to identify what are our God-given talents and how can we use them to benefit the community, benefit society. And then some other anecdotes. One junior youth, I was talking to their family. I was visiting them, and the mom said, I've noticed a change in my children. I think all three of them are involved in the program, and they said, since being involved in the program, they've now become more calm, and they even want to pray together, because prayer is even part of the group. And they're a Catholic family, and so she said that before, her son didn't want to go to church, didn't want to go pray, very agitated. But now, since coming and being part of the program, he has a desire to go to church and see. And she said that he's even reminding her, asking her, when are we going to Mass? When are we going to go to church together? So now it's even strengthening the kind of culture of prayer even among their own family.
طيب، هو يقول على أنها بدأت في دالاس قبل 10 سنوات، وطبعا يريدون أن يكون لهؤلاء الناشئة هدف في الحياة على اختلاف أديانهم، وبفضل هذه الدراسات أو هذه الجلسات حققوا العديد. وضرب مثال في ذلك للطفل من أسرة مسيحية كاثوليكية. كان هذا الطفل بعيدا عن التدين عموما، فلما رجع إلى البيت أو التحق ثم رجع، طلب من هذه الأسرة أن يكون هناك جلسات دعاء، ثم طلب منهم أن يذهبوا إلى الكنيسة ويذكر الله سبحانه وتعالى في الكنيسة. وعلى العموم يذكر أيضا مشكلة في أمريكا، أن في أمريكا بطبيعة الحال لا يهتمون كثيرا بمواهب هؤلاء، وإنما يجعلونه حسب درجته، أي كالذي عندنا تقريبا. أما هنا يهتمون بمواهب، ما هي المواهب المتعلقة بهذا الشخص، فيهتمون بها وينمونها في هذه الناشئة. طيب، إذا جئنا إلى قضية المواهب الآن، إيش الأشياء مثل ماذا هذه المواهب؟ ما النشاطات الأخرى غير هذا التدريس تقومون بها في المجتمع؟
So first, it's been interesting to learn about their talents, and many junior youth now, they all want to be professional soccer players. So that's one, and then they also want to be YouTubers now. So that's what they because their example that they see on their phones. But now we help them to identify, okay, what are their other talents that they have. So some say, they're good at fixing things, or are good at drawing, or they're good at math, or they're good at science, different arts. And so then we help them to connect them to have opportunities to explore how they can channel their talents into potential careers for the future. So we help, so for instance, one group of junior youth, they were interested in becoming mechanics. So then we took the group to an art and different things about the cars and what that is like, and maybe what steps could they make to pursue that career, even as a 11, 12-year-old.
طيب، يقول معظم الناشئين طبعا لهم رغبة أن يكونوا لاعبين مشهورين في نوادي عالمية، أو تكون لهم قنوات يوتيوبية، ولكن بعد هذه الجلسات تبين لهم أنهم الناشئين لهم مواهب أخرى. ويضرب مثال للتصنيع ميكانيك، الشخص عنده رغبة أو بعضهم رغبة في الميكانيك، فأدخلوهم في ما يتعلق بتصليح السيارات لمعرفة كيف تصليحها وصناعة هذه السيارات.
So the other elements of the program that we engage in is So we have arts and exploring these concepts through the arts and sports. The junior youth have lots of energy. But the other main principle of the program is service. And because it is through service to others that you develop those spiritual innate qualities that we have, like being truthful, being honest, being generous, being more loving. It's through service that you develop those spiritual qualities. So the junior youth, as a group, they, with the help of the mentor, the animator we call them, they analyze what are the needs of the community, what are like the social, spiritual needs of their community, and then they come up with a service project. And they start off very simply. Maybe it's like doing a trash pickup or visiting the sick people in their neighborhood, and then it can become quite complex in the future. Maybe some junior youth I've heard have created a whole recycling system, or in other areas they're learning about like the environmental protection of their communities. So that's the main principal, one principal focus of the program is service to the community. So being out with their neighbors and learning to channel their powers into transforming their community. And by serving, then you're also developing your own spiritual qualities as well. So that's where we see our twofold purpose of our lives is to develop ourselves intellectually and spiritually, and then transforming and serving our communities.
طبعا هو يقول أنهم ينطلقون من أمرين، أولا أو من خدمتين، ما يتعلق بالفنون وكذلك خدمة المجتمع بما يحقق المحبة والصداقة والأخوة. فمثلا يبدأون بأشياء بسيطة كتنظيف الشوارع وزيارة المرضى، وينطلقون مثلا بعد أشياء كبيرة مثل إعادة تصنيع بعض التي ترمى في القمام الذي يمكن إعادة تصنيعه من جديد. هل تهتمون بقضايا الفقر والتشريد في المجتمع؟
Yeah, so that's often some of the projects that the junior youth have undertaken when they analyze what are the issues in their community. Often the homelessness and poverty is one that comes up often, because we see there's many homeless people in our community. And so though it doesn't in any way like resolve homelessness, but for them doing these little projects, it helps them to become more socially aware that it is an issue. So it raises their own consciousness. And so what some junior youth have done, some groups have done, is that they've gone to, like one junior youth group, they sold little cupcakes and cookies around in the neighborhood to fundraise for money for the homeless. And then they went to a store and then bought socks, clothing, underwear, those things, and like little care packages like toothpaste, toothbrushes for the homeless. And we went out into our streets, we went out together. So these are like 6th and 7th graders who went out, and we went out to talk to some of the homeless and asked how they were doing, just tried to relate to them as fellow human beings, and then offer them these little care packages. So though it doesn't end homelessness, but just maybe bring some joy to those individuals, and then helps the junior youth as well to become more aware of the conditions of their community.
طبعا هم يقولون هم نعم يساعدون الفقراء والمشردين، ولكن مثلا هو يضرب مثال للمشردين بشكل كبير على أنه هم لا يعالجون القضية بالمعنى الاكتثاث، وإنما يغرسون فيهم روح العمل وروح الخدمة وروح تغيير الذات. هناك يضرب مثال آخر على سبيل المثال، هناك بعض الناشئين ذهبوا وصنعوا بعض الأكل كالكعك ثم باعوها واشتروا بهذا الثمن أموالا، وقاموا بشراء بعض الأحذية والملابس وإعطائها للمشردين، فهم يقومون بخدمات لهذا. سؤالنا قبل الأخير، عندما تعملون في هذا المجتمع خصوصا هو مجتمع مسيحي بشكل عام، هل تجدون معارضة باعتبار الدين أو أن السياسات تتدخل أيضا وتعارض مثل هذه؟
So for one, here in the US we have freedom of religion, so there's any government oppression, and then sometimes we even other places have collaborated with like city government and things. Like maybe I heard one junior youth group, they created their like a statement about what their purpose is, and then they even presented to the local city government, and so some collaboration. But in terms of other religions, so yeah, the program is open to all religions, but though sometimes parents say, oh, like they don't want to participate, their children to participate, and that's fine. But something we want to learn more about is how can we collaborate with the other faith organizations in the community. And I even heard that in one community in South Carolina, now the churches, or even the Christian churches, are kind of struggling are struggling to not know what to do with their youth in their churches, as now these negative forces are very strong, and youth are being like losing their way, and bad examples in the media, and just the influences in the streets as well. And so some churches are struggling to know what to do. So they see, the Baha'i community has this junior youth program that helps to empower middle schoolers and youth as well. And so some churches are even coming to the Baha'i community and asking the Baha'is to bring the program to their communities for their youth. So it's interesting. Now people are seeing the fruit of this program. So now even other faith communities are coming to the Baha'is for this program.
يقول على أن بالنسبة للسياسة طبعا في أمريكا حرية دينية وعرقية وكل شيء، فذلك ولا يوجد في هذه الناحية أي خطورة أو أي ممانعة، بدليل حتى الناشئة أنفسهم رسلوا لرئيس البلدية طبعا في هذه المنطقة وشرحوا له الفكرة. وطبعا بالنسبة للأسر يقول لك في معارضة، بعض الأسر تتقبل وبعض الأسر لا تتقبل لأسباب دينية أو غيرها، فهذا الشيء يكون طبيعي، ولكن أحيانا يتقبلون حتى على مستوى الكنائس. فمثلا في منطقة هو يذكرها كارلينا، جنوب كارلينا، يعني تعاني من أخلاقيات سلبية كبيرة عند الناشئة، والكنيسة عجزت عن معالجتها، فسمعت بالجامعة البهائية في هذا الشيء، فأرسلت لهم طلبا للتعاون في هذه النقطة لكون عندهم مناهج. طبعا السؤال الأخير بعد هذه التجربة التي عشتها الآن، كيف تتوقع موقع الناشئين في هذه المنطقة؟ هل الإيجابيات ستزيد في بعد سنوات قادمة بإذن الله تعالى؟ أنتم الآن عندكم 10 سنوات، كيف تتوقع بعد 20 بعد 30؟
Yeah, so we have a lot of hope for the future, and what's exciting is that in the Baha'i community, we're part of a global learning process. So something that happens here in Dallas can then be shared with another place in South America or in Asia. So we're kind of all connected to this global learning process. And so even the Baha'i international community has commissioned a couple of documentaries over the last several years or so. And so I can send you the links to those you can include in the videos online. And so one is called Frontiers of Learning, and that came out, I believe, in 2014. And that shows, again, like the effect of the program around the world. And there was another one that came out a couple years ago called A Widening Embrace. And it shows its excerpts from different communities all over the globe. And it shows the effect of this junior youth program and the institute process. So, for example, there is a country called Kiribati. It's in the South Pacific, and it's a small island. And there's a large percentage of the population are engaged in the program. And so they saw how before they implemented the program, there were many of their youth were in jail and in prisons, and they were causing lots of problems, and the community was a big issue. And so then after they implemented the junior youth program, they saw that the youth then had purpose. They had a vision for their lives. They were engaging in service. And so then now there are not as many youth and junior youth that are in jail that are causing problems. So you're just slowly beginning to see some, and it's a quite profound change now, that even at the level of individual community society, culture is beginning to change. So I see that in our neighborhood as well, too, that we're going to see more unity among the community, the different cultures. We're going to have less violence in the community as well. So we just keep going over these next years. We have a lot of hope for the future.
يقول على أنه بالنسبة هذا النظام أو هذه الطريقة اللي هم يتبعونها، يقول بلا شك أننا نستفيد، وكلما تقدم الزمن كلما تعلمنا أكثر، خاصة أنهم يشتغلون بشكل عالمي والكل يفيد العالم. وطبعا هناك في استفادة، ويضرب مثال في جزيرة موجودة في المحيط الهادي في كيرا أباس، فهذه الجزيرة البسيطة كان أغلبهم في السجون أو كان العديد في السجون، وبعد هذا التعليم قل معدل الجريمة وقل معدل دخول السجون، فاستفاد العديد فأصبحوا بشكل إيجابي يخدمون هذا المجتمع. فنهاية هذا اللقاء نشكر الأستاذ أليكس على هذه التجربة المفيدة والجميلة للناشئين وخدمتهم، وهذا مما يسعد حقيقة الإنسان أنه يشترك المجتمع البشري عموما كل حسب منهجه في خدمة هذا المجتمع، كل بما يعني يستطيعه وكل في طريقه، وكل كذلك بمساهماته وقدراته. وطبعا هذا العمل هو عمل مفيد تشترك فيه البشرية جميعا. ونشكر السادة المشاهدين على حسن الاستماع والإنصات، وإلى لقاء آخر مع حلقة حوارات أو مع حلقة حوارات، نعم، ومع الحلقة 53. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you.
Thank you. شكرا.